yeah, the rat race isn't, I mean, the rat race is a rat race. I don't care what field you're in. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur or if you're working for yourself. I mean, or if you're working for someone. Okay. I would say to have a plan regardless of the fact, but resigning and thinking that you can retire, or you can, you know what I'm saying, depending on the business, depending on your name, leaving a work field at the age of 33, for me, wasn't a good strategy. And I'm here to testify on why it wasn't a good strategy. Um, because like I said, I was in a career at that particular time. But it wasn't a good strategy because I didn't necessarily have a plan, if I could be honest with you. I just left due to stress. I did. And looking back on it, I kind of regret it, but then again, I don't because I had time with loved ones. So I'll get better with this content creation stuff. I'm just going off the dome most of the time when I hit record, when I create content. Um, but yes, let me know how you guys feel about the rat race. Let me know how you feel about working for someone, and let me know if you have your own business. Let me know if you're an investor or not, because I'm curious to know your mindset on investing. Um, yeah, and I told you guys I would start going live more in my car, in my free time vlogging. I'm on my break right now, actually, but yeah, I want to know. I want to know. Because at that particular time, I had a career making six figures. And yeah, I regret it. I regret leaving. I do. I regret leaving now, fast forward years later. I regret it because even if you do well in your career, you do well in your business, whatever business that is, you still need to have a plan and you still get bored. That's why I said seven streams of income. It should be a goal of everybody's because seven streams of income, it keeps you steady. It keeps you. Thank you for coming back, and I appreciate you for hitting the like button. But seven streams of income, it should be feasible for anybody. Hi, hi, Catherine, or I'm sorry, Katrina. How are you, hon? How are you? But seven streams of income should be feasible for anybody in their 30s. Because seven streams of income keeps you busy. It keeps you on your toes, man. And so resigning at the age of 33 is a huge regret because now I'm bored. I have a lot of idle time. And yes, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. But I have a lot of idle time and I'm bored. I still have a job and I do my job well. But seven streams of income, which is that pass. I mean, which if it's a passive income, if it's a residual income, if you're working, if you have an investment, seven streams. What I mean by seven streams is residual, passive, um, investing. It's very, very good to have all these streams because you're young. You should be preparing yourself for when you hit 50, from when you hit 60. You should be able to sit really pretty and not do much when you hit those ages, God willing. And He is, You should be preparing yourself for those times in life. And so I do regret resigning at the age of 33, man. For me, that was a huge, huge mistake looking back on it. And I just want to testify and let me know how you feel about it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you resigned. Let me know if you've invested. Because like I said, my investments are doing well and I'm grateful for that. But that working income, especially the careers, is very important, man. Very important. So I just came back from a job interview, and I went back to school to, further my education. But this content creation is great, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm hopping on live to see where this goes, because like I said, I do have a lot of subscribers, I do have a lot of love, and thank you for your comments, thank you for interacting with me. But resigning at the age of 33, I regret it. I regret it tremendously. I'm not going to lie to you, because now I want to go back to that particular job. Let me know how you guys feel about resigning. Let me know if you're tired of working. Let me know where you work at, because where I was working, it was an easy job. It was very easy, very easy. I was doing transit at the time, and it was a high stress, but it was easy going, easy on the body. I got a bad report. I'm not gonna lie. I got a bad report at that time from the doctor, so that kind of scared me. And then my brother, he had an accident, and that's what really made me resign. To tell you the truth, he had a bad accident, and that kind of like it made me really pause and think about my life. And looking back on it, I regret resigning because of the financial, but emotionally I don't regret it, because I had time with my family member who's no longer here. So I don't regret it for that. For that retrospect, I don't regret it. But looking back on it now, I do regret it financially, because I probably could have hung in there. The stress level was very, very high, and that didn't add anything to it. You know, being a driver, like driving for a living, doing transit, it's stressful in itself. But when you have like family emergencies that happen, it really does something to your mental, especially, you know, working with the public and working with people. But financially, hi, Marianne, that's a nice name. Marianne, that's a very nice name. I like that. Also, let me know how's the weather going. Hi, Jax first, or I'm sorry, hi Jax. How are you? How are you doing? But I am well. I am well. I'm just reflecting on today. And, you know, with God, all things are possible. So I'm not going to negate that. You know, God opened up that door. So I know he'll open up many more. So I don't doubt God at all. I'm not regretting what I did, because at a particular time I prayed on it. And God told me to do it. You know what I'm saying? And he has blessed me thus far. So, I mean, I still serve people. At that time, I was serving a lot of people. And I know with God, all things are possible. I know that he can open up any door. You know what I'm saying? He can open up any door. So when things seem bleak in our lives, when things seem like you can't necessarily see tomorrow, you can. Like, God is amazing, and he can open up any door that no man can shut, you know. But at this particular time in my life, I wish upon a star that I had another income. I'm not going to lie to you. Hi, how are you, Mr. Franklin? Or I'm sorry if you're a female. Hi. I know God is amazing, and I know that he's able. I know that he's willing. It's just right now I can't see it. But I mean, I still got the faith as a mustard seed. So I know that he's going to bring me out just like he did, you know, at that particular time. So like I said, I'm grateful. And yeah, I'm just testifying on today about resigning early, too early. Don't do it. I would say just don't do it. Okay. I trust God, and I'm grateful for him. I would just say resigning from a prestigious company, and resigning from resigning at an early age is not good, because you still have a whole lot of life to live. I would just say have a plan, have a huge plan, and make sure that God is number one in that plan. Yeah, make sure God is number one. But be strategic, and make sure you write the vision and make it plain, and have a plan and a strategy on, you know, I'm kind of all over the place because I didn't write any notes. I apologize for that. But just make sure you have a plan, write the vision and make it plain, and make sure that, you know, he's at the top of that page, because like I said, I regret it. I regret it. I'm not going to lie. But I know God is amazing. You know, I'm not the only one going through financials at this particular time. It's a lot of people in the world, you know. And just for anybody looking for employment and looking for a way to meet your needs and to put food on the table, just know that God is possible. He is. God is possible. He's amazing. He's there. He's able. He's always listening. Always listening. And I'm super elated. I'm super grateful at this particular opportunity, even with YouTube. The fact that I have these many subscribers, the fact that I have this much support on this platform, that's a blessing in itself, because this is an income as well, you know, and this will open up all type of doors. Even when God does bless me with another income, even when God does bless me with another degree, okay, I'm still going to get on this platform and create content, because it's a blessing to encourage you as well as myself, and it's a blessing to look back on my journey and, you know, to testify to you guys that everything, you know, is going to work out. It always does, especially when you put God first. Yes, 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 yes. Where are you guys viewing me from? It's always good to know where YouTube pushes my message out to. It's always good to know, because sometimes I feel like it's just in my city, but it's not just in my city. Even though I have a lot of people who support me in my city, it's not just here. But I did exercise earlier today. Speaking of which, I did exercise earlier, and I didn't go live because today was my first day getting back to it, you know. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it was kind of rough, but that's to be expected, you know. When you don't exercise, you can expect your body to kind of going up, you know. You can kind of expect your body to be winded. It's to be expected. You haven't really used parts of your body that need to be used. So this message is kind of all over the place. I really just wanted to hop in and show my face and say hello. But I did want to testify on resigning too soon. Man, don't do it. Don't do it unless you have a plan. And even if you do have a plan, still, don't just leave. Don't just up and leave. Okay? Because your job needs you, especially when you have a job of service. Your job needs you. So it's not just about you. It's about the company. It's about the people you serve. It's about the community. It's about that state. Especially when you have a big job like that. That's huge. So it's a huge platform. It's a huge obligation. So just stay present, because it's not about you in this world. You know, we're just a little piece of the puzzle. And we have to keep that in mind. Because like I said, in my business, I still serve. And so you can't necessarily, when I'm like, as I'm like hold on, wait a minute, let me calm down. I still serve people today in my business, and I don't even think about the grand scheme. I don't think about the bigger picture. The bigger picture is a lot of people from all over the country come and they book my service because they need the service. They need somewhere to reside. And so just thinking about the small details of things, sometimes we lose focus and we get distracted on what actually matters. We're a small piece of this puzzle. We are examples. We should be examples of God, and we should be constantly reminding ourselves that we are pieces of the puzzle. We are little pieces of God. We're all little pieces of God, and we exhibit Him in a mightily way. And so we got to constantly remind ourselves just exactly who we are. in this little grand scheme of things. We all need each other to make this world go around. We all should be serving each other to make this world go around. And so, like I said, I appreciate everybody for your continued love and support. And when I start hopping on these lives, I'll probably start writing things down before I just hit record. But this is just me going off the dome. You know, I don't have a strategic order. This is really me just, you know, just being me and just hopping on camera and stepping out of my comfort zone. But my break is just about over, so I appreciate all the love and support, man. And I will start to go live even in my vulnerable moments, even when I don't feel like going live. I will start going live exercising, because like I said, today was a struggle. It it was, but I'm glad that I got that cardio in. I did 30 minutes today, and that's better than I did yesterday. You see what I'm saying? It's an ongoing journey here. Yeah. And so when I exercise tomorrow, I will actually go live, because I'm holding myself accountable, and I'm holding you accountable to come back into my live. Come back into my world, my journey, my YouTube, because it's my tube. So I appreciate you guys for your continued love and support. Remember that God loves you, and so do I. All right, peace.